Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. As always, I thank you for coming to my channel. I rarely do these types of videos anymore because I used to do a lot of these, and I had a talk show with a good friend of mine, Joe Spencer, called Tell It Like It Is. And it got to the point where it became a heated debate with people. I'm like, I'm not here to debate anybody. I'm here to express an opinion, and hopefully some of these opinions will be helpful to the masses. You know, I'm not claiming that I have all the answers to stuff. I don't. But they're just some things you see that you assume that other people see. He's like, did you see that? No, I didn't see nothing. Am I the only one seeing this? Me and two other people out of 30, you know? So, you know, I decided to do this video because I think it's important. Because I definitely want people to know where I stand on this George Floyd thing. You know, when I watched that video, I actually cried. Because I was like, wow, Martin Luther King died for this cause and it's still running rapid. And not only is it still running rapid, it's worse. You know, it's worse. You know, my father, we used to have these conversations because he was in law enforcement, you know, before he retired. And I asked him, I said, do you think racism is still alive and well? Or is it better? He said, no, it's worse. In the 60s, basically, you were told if you were a certain skin color, you just can't come over in this area. And if we catch you, we're going to, you know. But now you get killed in your community by people that's supposed to protect and serve and protect you for no reason. You know, I still ain't got the story right, but I guess they claim that he either wrote a bogus check or tried to pass off a $20 bill. Even if that was the case, nobody deserves to be treated like that. Nobody deserves to die like that. While cameras rolling, it's like, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do this. You know, I thought that the Eric Gardner situation was worse, or it couldn't have gotten any worse. Here's a man that was selling loose cigarettes, which was against the law. Just say, okay, so you can't do this. We're going to arrest you and fine you and release you. You get choked out on tape too. And you pose no threat. You did not resist. You basically kind of gestured with your hands up on going peacefully. You still get choked out and killed. And the officer that did that not only didn't go to jail, it took them 5 years to fire this man. When you go to any other regular job and you don't do your job, as far as like if you're a cashier and your bank or your register keep coming up overdrawing, you get fired, you know, for stuff like that. So you just killed the man and you don't get fired for 5 years. And that was a forced fire, you know. So it's just really unfortunate that it's still the way it is. And hopefully it will change now, because I've heard this statement from people and I'm going to address this because it's just real common sense. What? Because, you know, after stuff like that happened, people start protesting, start looting. Well, it's real stupid that they tearing up their neighborhood. It is real stupid. But what prompted the stupidness is the stupidness, you know, because really, when you keep pissing people off, they get mad. And guess what? When you get angry, and I think this applies to just about everybody on the planet, when you get angry, you do stuff that's stupid. You don't get angry and do intelligent stuff, you know? It just think about that. It is unfortunate that they start tearing up and destroying stuff that shouldn't have been destroyed. It had nothing to do with that, you know, but that's just people's behavior, you know. When you get them angry, they do stuff that's not smart. And it's real simple. When you initially do something that's negative, it's going to be responded. The action of doing something stupid, the reaction is somebody going to do something stupid too, you know. So, I mean, the solution to that is just stop this. You know, stop this. Because now, as a result of George Floyd's murder, and it was a murder, that they're talking about redoing the police system, you know, scrapping it and kind of redoing it. And my wife said to me, because we've been together like 30 years, she said, you said that about 25 years ago, that the law enforcement system in this country needs a major overhaul. Yeah, and it does. And here's some of the things that I said 20 years ago, actually longer. One of the first things that should take place as far as this overhaul of the law enforcement system, it's real simple. The people that enforce your community should live in your community. Instead of you got strangers that come from another community that don't give a damn about you, come here and treat you like garbage and then go home. You know, because school teachers have to work or live in the community that they teach in. So why shouldn't it be the same thing with police officers? You should live here. Okay, if you're enforcing here, you should live here. For one, you'll have a more invested interest in the community because you live here. Instead of you a stranger, you come over and do 8 hours worth of work, and then you go home. Now, we all know that most law enforcement officers do their job. They're honest men and women, and we appreciate you. But the percentage that's negative is overshadowing the positivity. And another thing, as far as something I mentioned 20, 30 years ago, as far as rehauling the system, I know due to budget cuts, nowadays you see one police guy in one squad car. And then when there's something that happens, several other ones show up in separate cars. You know, first of all, they should bring back 2 police officers in the car. And each of those police officers, or one of 2, should be of a different race. Meaning that, you know, when the police show up, the white guy get out and there's a black guy in the car with him, or Hispanic guy or Asian guy. It should be, you know, set up like that instead of just a bunch of white guys, you know, because that intimidates the people in the community too, you know, and it's an intimidation tactic. You know, there's a lot of things that should be going on that's not going on. When you have a complaint lodged against you, because they say about 90% of the complaints are just tossed to the side. And then you go in to get hired at another location, and that doesn't have any effect on you getting hired. Because, I mean, think about this. If you're in banking and you get fired for not having enough money in your, you know, overdrawn, or you're stealing money, guess what? You can't go to another bank and get hired, you know, because that history is going to follow you. It should be the same with law enforcement. Okay, you got all these complaints, and some of them might be bogus because, you know, some people just don't like law enforcement. But that should be taken seriously, and it's just basically not even important. You know, and as a result of, you know, George Floyd murder on tape, you know, we got people still in the uproar because people get tired. It's just real simple. You get tired when people keep treating you like shit. I was watching this TV show called Grinding for Life. It don't come on anymore. And it was a scene in there with the main character's wife with their daughter. And it was so interesting. I'm like, I hope people caught this. She had a neighbor. His name is Brad, a little nerdy dude. And he was infatuated with the daughter. And he would, you know, do anything to just get her best, get her attention. You know, I walk you to school, I take you books, and she's like, she didn't want to be bothered with him. You know, real nice guy, but she just didn't want to be bothered. Then one day, he started coming around. And then she noticed that he wasn't coming around and bothering her no more. And then she found out that he became interested in another young woman, and that kind of threw her for a loop. So she went and talked to her mother about it. She said, look, honey, even the best of people get tired. You know, when you don't show them any kind of attention or respect or love, they go elsewhere. You know, they're not going to continue to be treated badly. You know, and I said, man, that is so true. And that's the same thing, and this ties in with the rioting thing. People get tired. You know, after a while, people get tired. It's like, enough is enough. You know, when will there be a day that we just all get treated fairly? You know, because we know that the judicial system is not fair at all. It's not even slightly tilted. It's like, boom, you know. I forget the guy's name, the young white guy that went into a church a couple years ago and shot and killed some people for no apparent reason before they took him to jail unscathed, unhurt, not injured. And I'm not advocating that he should have been. You know, that's how we all should be treated. You know, this guy committed murders. They took him to Burger King and fed him before they took him to jail. You know? While George Floyd had a knee on his neck for 8 minutes for no reason. There's no evidence in those videos that he was resisting arrest. And even if he was, 4 people can't subdue you? You know, a knee got to be put on your neck to subdue you when there's 3 other dudes that can help subdue you and you handcuffed with your face on the pavement. Come on, man. You know, enough is enough. You know, so hopefully Mr. Floyd's death will not be in vain. And it's unfortunate that it took his life, or had to take his life, for us to really start really looking at this. Really start to dismantle the police department and system the way it is right now, because it's not working. And like I said, what spawned me to do this video is my wife said, you talked about this 20 years ago about how there should be an overhaul and how there should be officers that enforce the community should live in the community. I say about 90% of the officers that produce or enforce or protect or, you know, do their duty in our communities, black communities, they don't live there. They don't live there. You know, that has to change, you know, and there are a lot of other things that have to change. Again, there should be, you know, coupled up, black cop, white cop, you know, things like that will help, you know, because I just never thought I would see today. And thank God for cell phones, you know, video cameras, because they say, you know, well, we're going to give all police officers the body cams. That's cool. But you know who need them more than the police officers? The people that they abusing. You know, everybody should walk around with a little camera on them so they can show what actually happened. You know, and it's sad that we've gotten to this place. But hopefully, again, as a result of unfortunate death or murder of Mr. Floyd, that things are really seriously going to change now. Instead of, we're going to tone it down for a little while till it dies down. And then we're going back to billy clubbing and knees on necks and just shooting people accidentally, and you don't go to jail. Oops, I killed them. Okay, some of these are mistakes, you know, because nobody's perfect, but you should be held accountable for your mistake. You know, when I worked in corporate America, if I did some stuff that I didn't supposed to do, and it's not that I deliberately did it, but I keep accidentally doing it, and it shows I'm not good at my job, I don't keep my job. And it should be the same way, because there are some people in law enforcement that they shouldn't be doing this. It's just not their thing. You know, it's just not their thing. And that's fine. But nobody should have to die as a result of your negligence or you're not good at what you do. You should be released to go find another job, another career. Instead of you get sent somewhere else. And before you get sent somewhere else, you get put on a paid administration leave, which is in translation, you go on vacation. Okay, go sit down for 2 weeks. We're going to pay you. That ain't a punishment. That's a vacation. That's a treat, you know? But I thought I would post this video because I want everybody to know, especially as me being a proud black man, and I am a proud black man, how I feel about that. That was some bullshit, okay? This has to stop, you know? You can't continue to treat people like dirt based on their skin, you know? Not because what they did or what you think they did. You know, it's just sad. That's one reason why I didn't want to have any kids. I got one daughter. And I'm glad I don't have a son, because I'm like, I have to worry about him every day. You know, not that I don't worry about my daughter, but I'm like, if I had a black son, you know, I'd be terrified, because I'm gonna say this and end it. One of my favorite characters from the 70s was Michael Stivic from All in the Family, and his views on things. Now, I'm not totally agreed on every view that he had, you know, but he didn't want to have any kids, and he told Gloria, his TV wife, why. He said, I don't want my son or daughter to inherit this messed up world. That's exactly how I felt. I mean, exactly. It's not that I don't love kids, because I love kids, but I'm like, I will worry every day about my daughter or my son living this fucked up world. Because unfortunately, as time progresses, as far as the human condition and behavior gets worse. You know, because technology is taking leaps and bounds. When I was a kid, 10 little kids, you know, my mama's kids sat around the TV screen no bigger than 7, 8, 9 inches. A little tiny clothes sticking out the back for the antenna, because the antenna broke off. The knob broke off, so you take pliers and turn the channel until that breaks off, and then you stuck watching one channel until the TV died. You know, but now you look around, you got big screen TVs, you got devices that's called cell phones that you can call somebody from another country. It's like, that's amazing. But yet we cannot get our acts together as humans, that things get better for us. We treat each other better. You know, I'm waiting for that day, but I don't think I'm going to be around long enough to see that day. But hopefully my daughter will. I'm going to leave you with that. Stop the killing.